Day of this past year, did you hear about the tiger incident that happened at the San Francisco Zoo?
Yes, I heard about the tiger incident that happened at the San Francisco Zoo. It was a lot of people were talking about it that day. I thought it was tragic, but at the same time, the animals that did attack, the animal that did kill, was provoked by the people that were doing it. So we need to educate ourselves on how to respect the animals. See, that's the problem with humanity and captivity of animals. We think that they don't have any power because they're locked up, and the only reason why they're not able to kill you is because they're locked up. If you antagonize anyone, we're animals too, so if you antagonize me enough, I will attack. So therefore, if an animal, being that it doesn't have the logic and it doesn't understand laws, if it is not caged and you antagonize it, it will kill you. That's what animals do. So I sympathize with the families of the victims, but at the same time, I think that in that incident, because they were provoked, the animal was provoked, I think that it was blame upon the victim also.
Thank you. Do you have any children? And if you don't, if you did have children, would you bring them to the zoo after hearing about it?
Like if there was a car accident on the highway, I'm not going to not drive just because it was an accident. It was an accident. It wasn't planned. It wasn't like they let animals out once a week and see what happens. I mean, it was something that happened. It was an accident. Also, the very people that got attacked were the people that provoked the animal, meaning that these animals aren't slow. They are animals, but they have a level of intelligence, and that animal, from the reports that I got, attacked the person that was provoking them. So therefore, it makes sense to say that, okay, yeah, I could even go to the zoo. Not to say that the animal wouldn't attack me if it was let loose, but if I would have a higher chance of the animal attacking me if I provoked it. So yes, I would bring my children to the zoo if I had children.
Thank you. There's the previous attack by that same tiger was witnessed by a 4-year-old little girl, and her father were standing right by the zookeeper that was attacked. Do you feel differently about an incident where there was maybe less blame due to not taunting or teasing? And then do you feel differently about the fact that it was a 4-year-old little girl being traumatized rather than a teenager?
Well, I have a theory when it comes to kids. I believe kids are stronger than we believe they are. And yes, it might be a traumatic experience that the 4-year-old child saw this, but I'm pretty sure that with the right guidance and counseling, they will become up to be a productive adult. So even though there's some sympathy involved, I don't really think that's a factor in deciding if that was relevant. Like the point is that if there is an animal let loose and it attacks, it's an accident. Accidents happen every day. This is just a bizarre accident that happened in a public place, which is sad and tragic. But children, even though a child was involved and people knew about it, I don't think that would affect the child's development as far as being traumatized. That's a word that adults use. If you never say that word to that child, they would never understand what traumatized meant. So I think she'll be fine.
Thank you. What do you see as there have been a lot of changes in zoos throughout their history. What do you see as the future of zoos?
I'd see that zoos will be safer. I think that anytime we are, unfortunately as humans and people in society, most time are retroactive, meaning that if something happens, we try not to happen instead of preventing it. We say, oh, this happened, let's make it safer. So it's highly likely that there'll be less incidents of animals being let loose or escaping in a zoo in a public area because of this incident. Unfortunately, it's sad that someone had to pass away in order for that to happen, but like I said, we as a society tend to be retroactive instead of proactive.
One last question. When you think of the word tiger, what initially comes to mind?
Tony Tiger. Growl. Tony Tiger. I like that. The cereal and the cornflakes, what is it? Frosted Flakes? Yeah. I like that.
Fantastic. Thank you.